pick. Ten seconds remaining.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into the Dota 2 Canada Cup Season 6
5
Open
seconds
qualifiers.
remaining.
We are here with Team Pikachu versus Power of Friendship. Welcome
Reserve
in,
time.
ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mont. I'll be bringing the action here on Mood Duck TV. We're in the game number 2 of this series, and what a game that first one was with Power of Friendship coming out on top pretty heavily with, of course, the Ultra Kill starting things off for the Wind Ranger played by Way Too Sexy. So a couple people you'll notice on the side of Power of Friendship. Way 2 being played under the name Pink Panda, MJW formerly of Complexity, Snakey formerly of Dignitas and Void Boys. Mario, the former manager of Team Tinker, I believe, was the disruptor in the last game and current captain for their side. And Asia has not been confirmed to be Asia Amor, but that's what people have been telling me. So, you know, that's probably what it is. We're into the draft now, guys, and I think I actually need to turn my volume on my microphone up. I think it might be a little too quiet. I'll do that now as we have a second. That would be why. Yeah, that would do it. Test. All right. There we go. That should be good now. That should be perfectly fine. If it sounds even worse, then let me know. I just wanted to make sure I turned it up enough to be pretty good. Messing with a new soundboard, so hopefully it sounds good this time around. But
10 seconds remaining.
so here into game number 2, I think the cards are stacked up pretty highly against Team Pikachu. They will pick up the Tuscan Dazzle, a good 1-2 combo to start things off, and they'll pick up the Bane as well to try to hold down that Queen of Pain to make sure she can't get caught out. There's obviously no Disruptor in play here. Tiny for Power of Friendship. There still is an IO available if they want to go for it, but I imagine it'll get banned out. Slaughter up in the off lane more than likely for, I guess, Snaking, who's playing the 3 position. It's kind of weird because they switched everything around. Snaking used to be the 2 player, Way 2 used to be the 4 or 5 player, and MJW used to play the 3. Now MJW is playing the 1, Way 2 is playing the 2, and Snaking is playing the 3 with Asia as well as Mario supporting. And they kind of got off to a bit of a rocky start in that defensive trialing last game. I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that Spectre's not particularly fantastic early on to the game. I mean, he's okay, but in terms of fighting, she can't really do too much. And there was a lot of that early on that they couldn't really accomplish because, of course, the Chilling Touch, Winter Wyvern coming out with the Arctic Burn, and then obviously a Juggernaut is difficult to deal with. So it's just something to keep in mind. They have a Tiny now, so a lot more effective early on into the game. However, they're going up against the Gyrocopter, which I think you should probably... I think Gyrocopter is probably one of the most useful bans because if you're playing a team that you don't really know or you're not familiar with, I think Gyrocopter is definitely one of those bans that you kind of have to go for. Like, okay, Gyrocopter could be a nuisance in the right hands. So something to keep your mind on.
Radiant team pick.
So as of right now, there haven't been any updates as to who's doing what in the rest of the quarterfinal games. I'd like to actually figure that out, but I don't think any of the games have finished. Let me ask Bill. The last ban is not an IO, however, it is an Ancient Apparition. However, I don't think you need an IO for Tiny to be successful. But it will be an IO, so it shows what I know.
Dire team pick.
Last pick coming out will not be a support. More than likely, they'll need to grab a mid laner for whoever they're going against the Queen of Pain. There's a couple of options available, but Shadow Fiend and Wind Ranger are probably the best matchups. Have already been taken out. TA is not a bad matchup either, and that was been taken out. And of course, Viper is pretty good in almost any matchup, and he's been actually grabbed. So I'll have to maybe get a little bit crazy with the pick here. They only have 7 seconds left to reserve time. I'll have to see what they do decide to go for.
Reserve time. 5 seconds remaining.
A DK, wow, was not expecting that, but that's pretty good. decent armor against Quap's right click. Does okay against Shadow Strike for early on into the game, I think. Even later. I forgot to change
Prepare
something.
for battle.
So we're just gonna do it right now. Sorry, this is gonna be annoying. Let's see if this works. Nice, it works. Well, we're into the game, and it looks like some aggro aggression's coming out here. MGW looking to maybe just run away from Showstopper. He's thinking about skilling the Shadow Strike. Hasn't skilled it yet. Clearly, that might not have been the best idea. Shing and the rest of the crew will actually make their way towards that bottom rune spot. This will mean that Snaking will have some free reign over here in the top circle. Not that he's going to get anything done with this. And the top rune spot should be taken by Pink Panda as well as Asia. Give it to the little IO ball of energy, and I'm sure that'll be fine. Make sure you get up your bottle as quickly as possible, and that'll be actually the case. This means that down bottom, Jay will be grabbing the other rune.
The battle begins.
But the first bottle picked up for Asia is very important. This is going to be a dual lane mid, so we'll see if they decide to keep the Bane with them. He actually picked a Brain Sap level 1. Usually you'll see Nightmare or Enfeeble, but neither of those have been picked up. And maybe even a Trilane coming out now. No, probably not for long. Dig Dig will stay here maybe. I think the Dazzle staying here is a bit more important than maybe Monster on the Bane, but I'm not sure. You can have Grave. Shadow Wave's pretty good for stopping aggression and putting aggression on. Instead they'll keep the Bane nearby just for, at arm's length. Look at the Breathe Fire going through from Jay, and he's going to get a very quick bottle with his first right click, or first last hit, rather. Monster getting caught. There's going to be Avalanche coming through the... Slow coming through from the IO Tether. Brain Sap will come out. Jay does have Breathe Fire at the ready. Jay's in trouble, too. They have no mana for, rather, it's on cooldown. They need Avalanche. One more right click could do the job, and it will. They just get caught out. They overestimate the strength they have way too in trouble. The bottle comes through. He actually kills himself to the tower. The spirits will go, and the double kill from Monster. What a disaster. What just happened? And meanwhile, top lane Snaky goes down as well. You've got to be kidding me. What a comical display from Power of Friendship in that mid lane. They had it. They had both of the kills in the palm of their hands, and Way 2 dives the tower. The toss will come out. Monster will take some extra damage. They have no overcharge yet. Not that they need it. They do have the... Oh, Snaking actually gets a kill top lane, and the Dazzle gets caught out of position. This is way faster than the last game was. Spirit's not available. There's going to be the toss coming through. Actually tossed the creep back. Avalanche came first, but it didn't do enough. They have the Mango, by the way, for Way 2 to use if he wants to, and he certainly could. He's going to get bottled up instead. Toss Ava. Still not enough mana for either of them. MGW down to the bottom lane, continuing to last hit. He's doing really well for himself. So the safe lane Queen of Pain, with 9 last hits currently, destroying that of the all-flame Tusk. No surprise there. They'll pick up the bottle coming out for Io, and he'll grab up the Bounty Rune, tether up Mario as it stands as well. He'll head back towards the bottom lane. So Snaking gets a free kill top. He did feed up the 3rd blood, I believe, maybe even 4th. But he's still doing pretty good for himself. He's got 4 last hits currently. The Jowr's sitting at 4 as well, and that's pretty devastating. Showstopper needs a lot more than that. Meanwhile, back in the mid lane, you have to be careful. Jay's kind of struggling. 7 last hits, not that bad. He's actually ahead of the Tiny. Breathe Fire doing a nice job. There's a DD on Monster. That's what they're afraid of. The Nightmare coming out of Brain Sap and a couple of right clicks, and that's a dead Tiny. So they will allow him to back up under the tower. Brain Sap will come out, looking for the Nightmare. Can't find it. And Way 2 will miss a couple of last hits here under the tower, so that's a bit unfortunate. And he misses one there, too. Tiny's not that difficult to last hit with, but that one was kind of hard. No Quelling Blade, obviously. Some stacks will be coming up from Asia in the meantime. It looks like he's going to get both. She's going to get both. It's going to get both. No, this one was missed. This one will stack up, though. Top lane Snaking now sitting at 11 last hits, and Jowr only at 7. Shing trying to rotate in. He's level 3, so I think Snaking's doing a bit better. Yeah, level 4 for him.
Jigs up.
Lane. Oh, bottom. Shing gonna try to TP out. He probably will make it away. They don't have enough damage, and so he gets Shadow Striked. Yeah, I think he took a Scream as well. Maybe, I'm not sure. But he actually has to TP all the way back home. This is going to lose him even more experience. And all the meanwhile, Snake King continues to get close to that level 6. We'll see if he goes for Tranquil's Force or maybe Tranquil's Blink like we see on some of these other heroes. He'll sprint away in the meantime. Kind of worried as to who's coming up there. And in fact, he had a ward, I think, seeing Monster, maybe even scouting him out with this particular ward. They're going to find Monster. He picks up an Invis rune. Oh, that is the perfect rune. They had no detection. Bane has a sentry of his own, but that's not going to help the Radiant squad. Witsu's going to have back mana. There's another sentry here on the deck as well, but it's again a dire one. Good tether from Asia. A little bit concerned as to where the Nightmare is going to be coming from. Instead, they'll head to the bottom rune and secure that for the IO. That's very important they get that rune so he can continue to do well in the mid lane. And he's not actually that bad off considering what happened with the first blood. He's sitting at level, I think, 4 for Witsu. Yeah, and he's only got 14 last hits, but he's about tied with Jay. Dazzle was nearby. He was actually stacking up 600 gold for him. They have no flying courier. They do, actually. Again, this does leave Snake King alone top solo against Showstopper, and he gets his amp damage up, and that's going to be a dead Gyro if he's not careful. He's not at level 6 yet, though, and that's the thing. But the Quap, MJW, 28 last hits, complete free farm, and almost a kill down to this bottom lane. Yeah, that's nothing. That is a circlet. What? It's going to be Bracer into maybe Drum? Casual Bracer's pretty common on DK. It's something we've seen. Like, we didn't used to see it, like, back in when DK had his heyday, like TI3, TI4-ish. But we see it a lot now.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Jay getting spirited. The Wisp Ball's hitting him and smacking him in the face. I'm sure he loves it. Wait till we'll get a couple more last hits in the meantime. Jay's like, I want to do something. I'm level 5. I have boots now. There's a rotation coming in. And Zing is nearby. There's no Observer Ward to scout this out for the Radiant squad. A couple of heroes stacking up some camps in the meantime. Of course, Mario doing so at the hard camp over here. Again, this provides him he can complete free farm. I don't know if he has anything on the courier. He has a bottle currently on him now. No treads yet, but he's getting close to them. 37 last hits. And a pause, because that's exactly what we need, folks. Yeah! Woo! I'm not a big fan of pauses. Hopefully you guys are doing well today. My name's Mont. Not as many viewers as yesterday, but of course, not maybe the team you're looking for. XD Gamers being played on another channel. I tried getting my soundboard to work with like a... You put your iPhone in and you have some funny sounds ready to go, but it was a little bit last minute. I have, however, gotten a better soundboard, so that means that my microphone should sound better. I should be louder, and I think that's the most important thing. G's called. We're ready to go, baby, and we're back into it. Rotation from the Xing Tusk. Still only level 4. In the meantime, Snake King, level 5. No, level 6. And 1,000 gold on the bank as well, so his treads are ready if he wants them. Or he can go for Tranquils. We'll see. He's got to move up top, and he throws an amp damage on Showstopper. And I'm telling you, man, he could do this, and he will throw one up there. And now Showstopper's like, all right, you need to be nearby. You've got Shellgrave. I need to keep you in arm's length. But this is where Snake King might get overconfident because of how much damage and how much effectiveness he's been able to pump out earlier on in this game. Jay still mid lane, doing a little bit better in terms of last hits by 2. The IO continuing to stack up. However, this illusion from the Tusk will scout things out at least a little bit. Big stack here. Other side of the map, Xing getting caught with Arctic Burn. No Witcher's Curse, obviously. Only level 3 on the Witcher Wyvern. And Xing does have the Snowball ready to go if he needs it. He'll either tango and be fine. Avalanche toss on a J. He does have a bounty rune plus 6 of those 1 charges too. TP mid. Showstopper, level 6. They have no ward behind the tower, so they don't know that he's here. They'll only know that he's missing off of that top lane. They should know that he's right around level 6 at this point in time. They're thinking, okay, level 6 Gyrocopter going to start rotating around. Xing's nearby, and now Mario might be in some trouble here. Here comes the smoke. Snowball comes in. Walrus Punch not there. There's the call down. It's going to barely miss, but Cold Embrace, Sonic Wave. Can they take this? Gets stunned up. Now blinks forward. Scream of Pain blinks a little too far, and they'll pick up the kill. Pretty good rotation coming out. Yeah, I mean, they get a support, but the bigger thing is they're taking the stack of the jungle. MJW's like, I want to go here. Let's do something, but they will lose the stack. Staking, had he had a TP, could have came down. He did have a TP. He's just like, I really just want to farm Blink. Fuck Treads. You know, fuck your Tranquils. I want a Blink Dagger. All right, that's what I'm looking at right now. But I gotta say, he's farming really well, you know? And Dazzle's just sitting here, and he's like, guys, I don't know what to do. Okay. I'm not sure why Dazzle was rushing there, but, you know, listen, I'm losing it, all right? Hungry, the Bills lost today. 1,700 gold, so immediate Blink pickup coming up for the Tiny as well. And this is not a or not. No, he'll buy Treads and a Bracer. Okay, well. Call down will go to clear a creep camp here for Showstopper, and suddenly he's starting to get up and farm now. He's up to 42 last hits. This game's a lot closer, I think, for Team Pikachu than the last game started out. You know, they were getting some farm with Showstopper, but Staking was doing well in the offlane like he is in this game. However, not as well as last game. So they have a bit of... they got a bit more map control here, I'd say, and they have some extra levels going their way. In terms of net worth, they're losing by 1,500, and experience-wise, losing by 3,000. So the numbers will tell you one thing. There's a relocate top and Showstopper, toss Avalanche. They don't even need the Avalanche. I think they even used it, actually. And looking for more. They have the Slithering Crush if they want to use it, but all the rotations top lane. Now the Fiend's Grip. They need to get the toss Avalanche. They'll relocate out. Snaking left to his own devices and dead. Monster is dominating on this Bane. Level 6 now after, of course, using that Fiend's Grip to get the kill. He's halfway through that level 6, and he gets up to 950 gold. But this will leave the tower vulnerable in this mid lane, so... Sure, they lose Staking. They kill the Gyrocopter. That's the most important thing. But, they'll try to defend this tower. Showstopper has his call down. They'll throw it up, and they're gonna say, listen, it's not in deny range, not yet anyway. And they'll keep the tower up.
Top tower is under attack.
They're fine with this. If a siege creep comes around, though, they will have to deal with it in some way, shape, or form. Look at this vision coming out, though. Ice shards. Almost a Blink Dagger for Snaking. Uh-oh. Shing. Invis. Queen of Pain. There's the Sonic Wave. He can snowball. He avoids it. He dodges it. Perfectly timed from Shing. He can still get this kill. MJW, he's got his Scream up in 1, and he will provide the extra damage that is needed to secure the kill. He's got Blink up in 5, and he should find his way out of here. Nightmare's up, but they don't have the vision or range. No Blinks up ready to go. No Force Stabs, and MJW will blink out now, or doesn't even need to, it looks like. He's thinking about it, but Monster's got more move speed, and he almost got the Nightmare off. Relocate top lane. Now the Gyro in trouble, and Asia goes in alone. He had a tethered hero, but he missed it. Big Panda is mid still. What a misplay coming up from the IO. Asia, potentially Asia more. Waits, he wants this tower. He can get it with a toss. But Shing will come in. This is a siege creep. The tower is going to get denied if he doesn't go in and throw a toss up right now. He doesn't get it. Siege creep. They get it. Now the Walrus Punch snowball in, but here comes Snaking. No Blink Dagger. He's got enough money for it now. Slithering Crush will go. The amp damage as well. Fiend's Grip's going to fly. They've already used the stuns that they've got to stop the Fiend's Grip. They will grab the kill nonetheless. Snaking going to try to turn. Out of mana. Uses his stick charge. He's got a Mango. He doesn't even need the Slithering Crush. It's on cooldown. And the Spirit's coming in Asia. Comes and gets the kill. Now the Dragon Tail. Will they stay? Jay's doing a lot of work here. They've got the bottle charges. Their urns up as well. Now they get the toss. The Avalanche first. No toss yet. Way too behind enemy lines. Will try to TP. They have no Dragon Tail. And they'll make it out. 2-for-1 exchange. And most importantly, Snaking now has enough money to buy his Blink Dagger.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
The max level Slithering Crush with amp damage.
Radiant's middle tower
You get that amp damage off before the Slithering Crush and boom, you're toast. That's half your HP gone. I don't care how tanky you are at this point in the game. Shing is going to catch out MJW. Brain Sap goes. Fiend's Grip not there, ready to go. The Nightmare didn't come in time, and they can't chase any further. And Jay still was in the Elder Dragon form, but he's going to peter out here in the next second or so. This gives more room for way too top lane, and it looks like now with his treads, he will pick up his blink very soon. And if he can try to get this tower, he's even in a better position here. But lots of heroes in this top lane, with the exception of the Gyrocopter, who might get ganked again. Showstopper was not seen, I don't believe. It might have been close, actually. That ward just came up, so I don't know if he saw him beforehand. But Showstopper will back away. It looks like he's got a TP coming out on the courier to fly down towards that bottom lane, and also has a Sange recipe. The SMY is coming soon. But if he gets comboed, I'm not sure how quick or how long he's going to survive. The tier 1 tower trade is not there. This tier 1 bottom is getting ready to be defended, and they can't defend this top one. So TP are going to lose the tier 1 tower in exchange for nothing. The glyph will come, and it seems they're a little afraid here. Way too sitting back. Toss will come out, and that should provide enough damage to get the tower kill, and it will. And his blink is up and ready to go. If he wants to buy it, he'll buy it from the side shop. And they're thinking about relocating in. Snaky jumps in, Shing in trouble. Sonic Wave. There's the Feeds Grip coming in. They need to relocate now. They're going to bring it in. There's the Toss Avalanche coming. The Winner's Curse as well. Monster in trouble as well as Dig Dig. He gets the Grave off. Here comes Jay. Elder Dragon form coming in. MJW in trouble. He has a blink out. He'll make it just in time. He's got a Cold Embrace coming in for the Wyvern. Dealing with that Gyrocopter, though, with the, of course, Rocket Barrage, there's a lot to deal with. Brain Sap. There's the Breathe Fire. Will be enough damage. There's the toss. It cannot get the kill. Snaky was so close to the Slithering Crush, he doesn't get it off. Jay's low. They do one more right click. Blink forward, it's not there. Dig Dig comes and gets the heal as well. Monster's got Nightmare at 8 and an Enfeeble. Ooh, they've got the blink, but here comes Shing. He'll blink away, and now Age is on the wrong side of the law. They'll blink away coming out for MJW. Who'll make it out alive. And I think it turns into a 1-for-1 out of all of that. That's it. That's all we saw, ladies and gentlemen, is a 1-for-1 exchange. Well, you win some, you lose some, I suppose. And they didn't do either in that particular fight. Blink now done for the DK. This is what you usually go for. You get a Bracer and you get a Blink right after. You can go BKB earlier and exchange that for the Blink Dagger, but Blink in this situation is so necessary because of the lack of catch they have, with the exception of the Tusk. And Shing is nowhere near where Snaking was last game. Arcane Boots just level 6 now at 15 minutes into the game. And it looks like there's going to be a Smoke coming into this top lane. There's the relocate. Showstopper in trouble. Call down will fly, but he is Dunzo McDunzo. The Grave almost came through. In fact, they see Dig Dig and they want to go on him. Arctic Burn flying in. Will they chase any further? The answer is no, they won't. Waitsu rotates back towards the mid lane. Will he pick up a full drum? Buy the Ags next. What's the choice? With an Eye, you do not need drum. It's really not necessary. Sentry placed down just to make sure they can smoke freely, and they will do so. And they're going to maybe catch out Mario here in the jungle. This would not be a huge kill, but it's something. Instead, they're going to head even further. They're going to go towards that mid lane looking for the Tiny and Io combination. They won't find him. Blink in. They actually find that JW on the Queen of Pain. Blink away. They can't catch him in time. There's the Winner's Curse. Will stop all of the aggression. And Dig Dig takes a lot of damage. Has to actually maybe think about graving himself. TP coming out from Mario. He'll make it away in time. And this smoke is fruitless. Provides them nothing. Blink forward. Easy kill on Dig Dig, who stays too long. And gives him a free kill. How unfortunate. Anything on the courier? No. Sange picked up the Showstopper. Jump in on Snaking. Showstopper in trouble. Slithering Crush was already used, but the amp damage came out a little after. But here comes the Tiny IO combo. Toss Ava comes out. The last right click will do the job, and MJW even comes in to get some of that assist gold. That sweet, sweet assist gold, if you know what I'm saying. And they'll get the kill. Will not relocate the Tiny back. He'll stay bottom. 2.3k in the bank. This Tiny's a rich mother. As you can see, he's got gold all over his goddamn chest with this little skin that he's got going on. Even finds a little bit of a range creep there for some reason. I'm not sure where it was going, but looking like this could be a quick 2-0 for Power of Friendship if they continue on this road. The Blink initiation has been too strong. The IO relocate again on top of that, and his Glimmer Cape's going to be coming out soon. Sooner rather than later, in fact. MJW living dangerously. Not quite at the Aghanim Scepter yet. He's in fact about 600 gold away, roughly. So we get to that Aghanim Scepter, this game gets even harder. Snaking, in the meantime, picks up the Tranquils, and also gets the Blink Dagger. I never really understand why they go for Tranquils. I guess it gives you the extra armor and HP regen and some extra move speed too when you're not getting hit, but I don't know, Triss just seems more effective. He does have the Gloves of Haste for whatever it is that he's buying next. Could go Midas. You can go back for Midas, I'm fine with that. I guess he's like, okay, I don't need Triss because I have the attack speed from the Gloves of Haste, so there's got to be some method behind the madness, but I can't figure it out, whatever it is.
Soldier's fortune.
You're not a soldier, Slardar. Are you? Is Slardar a soldier? I don't know. Bracer's done. Like I talked about, he will not go for the full drum. He'll pick up the Aghanim Scepter instead. The Gyro picks up the Sange. This was a while ago, and since he's gotten ganked like 3 or 4 times in the last couple of minutes, he's kind of in a bad spot. It looks like he wants to go in MJW, but they need the Tusk or the DK, who are not really available. And MJW realizing that maybe he's sitting a little too far up, will back away. This Observer Ward has done a lot of work.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Maybe they could finally get a tier 1 tower out of this. They're smoked behind the Gyrocopter. If you're MJW, you're thinking, okay, there's no real reason for him to be that far up. There's obviously no vision for either real squad. But they do see Jay jumping now, and they're like, okay, this tower's gone. That's theirs for sure.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
They're going to trade tier 2 for a tier 1, though, maybe. They could try to TP for this, but I don't think that's actually going to happen.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Do get the glyph off. More TP's coming in. Can they take this in time? Shing's thinking about going with the Ice Shards. I think he's just going to keep him here for now. TP's coming in. Mass TP's coming in. They'll actually get the tower blink forward. They'll find Asia more at the very least. Asia can maybe get out with a nice tether. But the Fiends group will come through first and foremost, and they're thinking about fighting now. Winter's Curse comes out, Sonic Wave comes through, Scream of Pain. They'll buy back in the IO. He'll relocate in. He's found himself in the middle of the fray. Call down will go, but look at how low everyone is. Jay about to go down as well as Monster Breathe Fire comes out. Asia caught out in the backside, but Jay solo. Splinter Blast will clean him up. Asia dieback will come in, but it doesn't matter. They've lost 2 on the side of Team Pikachu. Shin gets up with a Walrus Punch, throws up the Frozen Sigil as well. Jumping, slithering crush on 2, and the toss Ava combo. Double kill, 4 dead. It's gonna be a 5th and a team wipe. The dieback does not even matter. Power of friendship. They're doing it. Just like that. That is probably game ending. They're too far behind now. The tiny Aghanim Scepter is completely... Even if they were to lose a team... if they were to get wiped here, it would still only provide minor breathing room for Team Pikachu at this point, as they've lost their range racks. Their melee racks will get a little chip damage. Not that it matters. It'll regen back up a little bit later on down the road. But they get only the IO twice. And at this point, AJ Moore is just like, I really don't care. We're winning. We're about to get to the semifinals of this tournament. So our first best of 3, it looks like it's just barely away from finishing off with a Power of Friendship victory here. They get 1 or 2 more team fights. This game's more than likely over. In fact, the Wyvern even picks up a mech, which you don't see. You see Glimmer Cape so often on this hero, but they decide to go for the mech on him. Get the Glimmer Cape up in the IO whenever Asia Moore has actually enough HP, or rather gold for the Shadow Amulet. God. Memorization in this game is really hard. I'll tell you that much. Wait 2's more right. Next item will more than likely be the Assault Cuirass, and then even more armor reduction, which is already so heavy with the amplified damage. And like I said, it is the Midas that Snake went back for. He's already got 900 gold on top of it. Plus, he gets his Ogre Club, so going for the BKB next. I'm totally fine with this. Maybe a gank on MJW. He'll make it out in time. 2.2k gold in the stash in his loot box. We'll pick up a Ultimate Orbit. What will more than likely be either a Linken's or a Hex. More than likely, I think it's going to be a Hex, though. So where are we at right now? Ooh, good observer ward placed here. I thought, you know, okay, we'll stay for, you know, we'll get some vision here, but I thought that was going to get de-warded. Xing is close to his mech at the very least, but I don't think that's going to be enough. They've had some really good Fiends groups early on in the game, but it's just like every fight they're taking, it's always like losing. There's no even trade for them. Every trade they get is a bad trade. This Gyro is just like, I really need a BKB, and he should have gone for that from the get-go. But unfortunately, he didn't realize how effective this combo was going to be, not to mention the Queen of Pain. The magic damage is just too damn strong for Power of Friendship. But even if it's not, they have the Slithering Crest, which is complete physical damage. It does not pierce magic immunity, though, which is interesting. I thought it did. I'm wrong about that, apparently. Maybe the damage just... No, there's no way. And there's the Hyperstone. Beginnings of probably the end of the game, honestly, is that item right there, the Assault Cuirass. Then you could just whack at buildings without even having to take team fights. Meanwhile, Jay might get caught here. What a dangerous-ass play coming up from MJW. But I don't think they have the ability to go for this because Jay, as you can see, is backing up. Blinking away is going to be MJW. That's a very ballsy play if I've ever seen one. Nonetheless, push in the top lane and work on getting the bottom tier 2 and the mid tier 2 in the meantime.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Hannah.
attack.
He's going to find the Gyrocopter. He saw him. He must have. He did. They won't go for it, though. He doesn't know where the rest of the team for Team Pikachu is. And the Showstopper will head towards that bottom lane, clear up the creep wave. In the meantime, you can start pushing top. There's no creep wave, but Snakey's going to clean that up in a moment here. Good D-ward from Xing. The vision game is being played pretty effectively here for the Dire side, regardless of what they have. I mean, there's a lot less vision, actually, surprisingly enough, for the raiding
Dire's
team. I
middle
mean,
tower
vision
is
that's
under attack.
important anyway. You look at the vision here. This is the Radiant Vision, right? You have nothing over in this vicinity because it just got de-warded. Yeah, you have this up here, which is nice. And then look at what they have on the Dire side. Except for the top lane, this is all covered here. So it's kind of the complete opposite. They're kind of making a bubble for themselves, and it seems to be working out for Team Pikachu. If they can survive long enough, this Gyrocopter can do enough damage. But the problem is that it's 25 minutes of the game. He doesn't have his goddamn SMY yet. What does Jay have? A Blink Dagger? And almost an SMY as well? These SMYs are not going to keep them alive. They need BKBs. They need Blinks. They need, you know... They have the Blink for Jay, but it's just not enough. Tusk has his mech, but he's already way behind in itemization. I mean, look how far behind they are at this point. They do pick up the BKB for the Gyrocopter, which is fine, but... Does he have enough damage in these team fights to deal with a Tiny who's huge at this point? Same for Snaking, who's almost got his BKB, and MJW has his Ags and an Ultimate Orb. And the answer is no, they don't have it. They absolutely do not have the damage. So what are you going to do then? Split push? You can't. Tiny will make sure of it, and this top lane being pushed in is a bit obnoxious. It is just the range barracks, but it's more than enough to keep this lane pushed when Snaking is just sitting up here and camping. They can't smoke because their vision only really covers this part of the map. And if they're not farming here, or even here, they're going to know something's up on the Radiant side. And Wei-Tu's almost got his AC, and then it gets even harder. Then he can just take down this tower with a couple of swipes and an IO overcharge.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So now we've entered the state where Team Pikachu don't want to have to try anything to get back into this game, but at this point they have to try something, right? They have to. They can't keep waiting like this because they're going to get choked. They're farming this much of the map right now. This is pretty much all they're farming. And they're not even getting to the Ancient stack. And then on the other side, this is what you have being farmed. Actually, it's more like this. No, it's even more like this. Like this line here is being farmed by Power of Friendship. My line drawing's not real John Madden-esque. I have to take it up a notch.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So this is pretty much just, I mean, classic Dota choking. It would be even better if these tier 2s weren't alive, but they're actually being a bit more hesitant. They're waiting for the Assault Cuirass and BKB. They're waiting for the items, and now that they have these items, they can go in and kind of go with Reckless
Dire's
Abandon.
top barracks are under
There's still
attack.
some good vision coming out from the Dire side, but I'm waiting for maybe a BKB or Aegis, and it looks like that's exactly what they're going to go for. Snaking will pop the amp damage up here in a moment, and this Roach will fall in seconds if the Tiny's in. And it looks like they don't have a smoke to deal with this. I mean, there's just nothing that they have on them that they can't contest this. And that's another problem. You're going to get even more choked now at this point. They're going to TP into the tier 2 tower mid. They're waiting for a smoke. It's way too late. It is way too late. You have to know that against a Slardar, there is absolutely no... And they're just going to relocate top. They're in the base. But look at this. They have to force the glyph out, and they're all running back. They have to TP up. Monster's coming in. He does have, obviously, the Phoenix Cripple Nightmare 1, and he's going to try to relocate him back. They get him out of there in time, and they do not lose the melee racks. But that is a relocate. That is just an ability for almost a racks. And now this is going to give them some room to go for the tier 2 tower bottom. They're just choking them out.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
That's the tier 2 bottom.
Dire's bottom
The tier 2
tower
mid is the
has
real
fallen.
prize here, the real luxury. And they'll be heading for that next. And Witsu's just going to go to
Dire's
work.
middle tower is under attack.
Toss Ava. Clears up the creep wave. Tier 2 tower mid's gone. And now they can
Dire's
transfer
middle tower has
a push
fallen.
into any lane they'd like. As long as they've got the creep wave inside the base. Which is pretty much, you know, impossible for them to not have a creep wave inside the base. There's just no farm for Team Pikachu. They lose a team fight. I don't care if they have buyback or not. They've lost the game. They're being choked out. 20k deficit now with almost a racks down. 20k experience deficit as well. Vlad's has been picked up for Snake King. The Quap has picked up her Scythe. There's absolutely no way, or unless there's some heavy throws or some crazy stuff happens, I do not see Team Pikachu losing a fight here. Oh, wait, who's going to get caught. Jay taking some damage from the Toss Avo. The relocate out, and the homing missile will connect, and Wait till will take the damage to the brunt of the face, but I mean, this Rax, they're waiting for actually the IO to come back in. He's going to relocate on that to a call down. BKBs is going to go. Pink Panda actually jumps in, gets stunned up by the snowball, not doing too much. Sonic Wave comes through, Showstopper taking some damage. Now Jay gets mech'd up. There's the Winner's Curse. Way to his first life is going to go down. Good Slithering Crush. They get the Grave off on Shing. Jump in. MJW with the Scream up as well. Shing's low. They get Way to back alive. Right now it's 1-0 at this point. MJW's low will go down to Jay. It's the Rax that has been taken, however, for Power of Friendship, and now they will back. No MJW. They bought back up on the Bane as well. And they're more than happy with that exchange. That could have been a lot worse for TP. And actually, they survived that pretty well. All things considered, right? You have the Gyrocopter getting involved in staying alive in that fight. Jay stays alive, some really good graves. Sure, Monster goes down, but he's not that important. Okay, alright, okay. And now they don't have an Aegis either. And now you're thinking, well, what do we do here? But this is where it gets gross. Level 3 Tiny, Ultimate, Grow. The increased bonus damage of 150. The added move speed to chase down. And the toss bonus of 65%. Not to mention, obviously, your Scepter bonuses, which is, I mean, pretty nice. You get 80% toss bonus with the Scepter, which I actually didn't even know. Here we go. This is what I like to see. A smoke coming out from TP. But Asia's nearby with a relocate up and ready to go. Plus, they also have their Glimmer Capes, too. But look at this. They're not farming this top lane. There isn't any vision coming out on this side of the map for except to the Ancient stack, but they know something's happening here. TP's smoke will go, more than likely, without a kill. The good old, I've got a 40-second Sonic Wave cooldown, I'm killing a Creep Wave. Might backfire. Nah, he's not going to get caught there, there's no way. They know he's down here, but they have no vision. Unlike the last game where they had the Beastmaster, which I thought worked pretty well for Shing. Game's taking a bit longer. The Creep Wave is in the base now currently, though, and so they'll have to TP back and defend it. In fact, they'll TP 2. Everyone else is going to TP bottom and try to push into the tier 3 tower bottom with Asia nearby. And Stinky will make his move towards the top lane as well. His BKB is done, his Vlad's is done, plus the 2k he's got. With the amplified damage and the Assault Cuirass, it's really difficult for any of them to survive the fight. Blink, jump in, Slithering Crush will go. There's the Toss Ava combo, and that's all they need. And just like that, Gyro's taken care of. He bought something. No, he just doesn't have enough for buyback. He finally does, and he'll use it. Shing getting caught, blown up with 2 swipes from the Tiny's goddamn giant freaking tree. He buys back, and for nothing, they couldn't find the kill. Shing got caught. None of the Alkahestry could save him in the world in this point. And now an Eagle Song for what is more than likely a butterfly for the Tiny. Jump in. Mech coming out for the Wyvern as Jay was going on top of him. He's going to get Arctic Bird staking, looking for a jump, amp damage first. Instead he finds 2, toss him on top. Sonic Wave to clean it all up. Call down will go, but it'll do nothing. And 4 are dead, and like that, the Hex comes out on Showstopper. They've got the Scream up. Blink is not available, and Showstopper might actually make it out. Oh, just kidding. Snake King finds him, and Way 2 will hit him twice, and that is it. Power of Friendship have made it to the semifinals. Excellent performance from the friendly squad as they will take the game 2-0, and they will face off against the winner of XD Gamers and Kauai. I'd like to see that one, actually. On the other side of the bracket, STPI and FDL are going head-to-head, and YP, aka Uporn, and ASDF are going head-to-head as well. With that being said, it is a quick 2-0 victory for the Power of Friendship. My name is Mott. You can find me and my manly Mott Nips over at twitter.com/MottDota. Make sure you follow this channel, twitch.tv/MoonDuckTV, for more information on our upcoming tournaments. Of course, I'll be having Purge and Pitmuckle with me for the majority of Canada Cup when we get into the group stages. But before we do that, we have one more best of 3 to cover, and that is the semifinals to confirm who will make it through to the next round, to the group stages of Dota 2 Canada Cup Season 6. With that being said, make sure you guys check out the ticket. Should be available on December the 1st if you've enjoyed this. NA Dota, always a lot of fun to watch, and I'll always have a lot of fun bringing it to you guys. I'll see you all real soon. Bye, everybody.
You've seen your last sunrise.